This video is in continuation to our previous video, Major Constitutional Judgments of the Year 2020 by Team NG Law. The Secretary Ministry of Defence versus Babita Punia. Supreme Court Division Bench Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice Hemant Gupta held that regendering equality, women in the Indian Army, gender equality in Indian Army. Important provisions under this case are Article 14, that is right to equality. Article 33 of the Indian Constitution provides power to Parliament to modify the right conferred by Part 3 or determine the extent to which these rights shall apply to armed force. Section 12 of Army Act 1950 provides that no female is eligible for the enrollment in army unless the Union government may, by notification in the official gazette, specifies. This leads to the Union government issuing notification on dated 30 January 1992, allowing women to be eligible for appointment in some specific branches in army. As this provision was for 5 years, which later extended in 1996 by notification of Ministry of Defence on 12 December 1992, and it also deleted the time limit of 5 years in 1992 notification. On 19th November 2005, Ministry of Defence provided that the service tenure of women selection entry scheme shall extend to 14 years, which was also followed by Army, hence a cap on length of service was introduced. It was held by the Supreme Court that absolute power on women seeking criteria for command appointments wouldn't comport the guarantee of equality under Article 14. Implicit in the guarantee of equality is that where the action of state doesn't differentiate between two classes of person, it's not unreasonable or irrational. The division bench of Supreme Court held that absolute exclusion of women for the command assignment is against Article 14 of the Indian Constitution and thus unjustified, and directed the state that permanent commission should be granted to women in any regardless of their service in all the 10 streams where the Union government has already decided to grant short service commission to women. All serving women officers on short service commission shall be considered for the grant of permanent commission irrespective of them having crossed of 14 years, for the case may be 2 years of service. The option shall be granted to all the women present in service of short service commission officers. Skill Auto Solutions versus Union of India. Three judges bench of Supreme Court, Justice Ashok Bhushan, Justice Ashutosh Reddy, Justice M.R. Shah, held that the Supreme Court uphold constitutionality of levy of goods and services tax on lottery, betting and gambling. Held that the court opined that the definition of goods under Article 336 of Clause 12 of the Indian Constitution is inclusive, and there is no intention to give any restrictive meaning to goods. The court upheld the imposition of goods and service tax on sale of lotteries, holding that the Central Goods and Services Tax Act 2017 and the notification issued under the same bringing lottery gambling under goods service tax are valid. Chebrulu Leela Prasad Rao and others versus State of Andhra Pradesh and others. Government order providing 100% reservation for tribal teachers in scheduled areas unconstitutional. Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court Justice Arun Mishra, Justice Indira Banerjee, Justice Vineet Saran, Justice M.R. Shah and Justice Aniruddha Bose. Important provision under this case, Article 16 of Indian Constitution, equality of opportunity in matter of public employment. There shall be equality of opportunity for all citizens in matter relating to employment or appointment to any office under the state. No citizen shall, on grounds only of religious, race, caste, sex, descent, place of birth, residence, or any of them be ineligible for or discriminated against in respect or any employment or office under the state. Nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which, in the opinion of state, isn't adequately represented in the services under the state. Held that the 9 judges bench of Supreme Court in Indira Sawhney versus Union of India, commonly referred as Mandal case, gave the landmark judgment and enumerated essential points pertaining to reservation in government employment. Under Article 16, Subclause 4 of Indian Constitution, the government held that the Article 16, Subclause 4 isn't an exception to Article 16, Subclause 1. Reservations can be made under Article 16, Subclause 1. No reservation can be made under Article 16, Subclause 4 for classes other than backward classes. But under Article 16, Subclause 1, reservation can be made for classes not covered by Article 16, Subclause 4. Backward classes can be identified based on caste, not only on economic criterion. Right to equality is one of the basic fundamental rights that the Indian Constitution guarantees to all the citizens of the country. Article 16 deals with the equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Equal opportunity is a term which has differing definitions and there is no consensus as to the precise meaning. The court held that the government order dated 10 January 2000 issued by the erstwhile state of Andhra Pradesh providing 100% reservation to scheduled tribe candidates in post of teachers in school located in scheduled areas is unconstitutional. Further, the court also concluded that there was no rhyme or reason for the state government to resort to 100% reservation. Christian Medical College Vellore Association versus Union of India and others. 3 judges bench of Supreme Court Justice Arun Mishra, Justice Vineet Saran, Justice M.R. Shah held that rights defined under Article 30 and absolute could be exercised as per regulation of the state. Important provisions under this case are Article 30 in the Indian Constitution, right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. Held that the court restated principles governing minority educational institutions under Article 30 of the Indian Constitution, noting that right conferred on religious and linguistic minorities to administer educational institutions of their choice isn't an absolute right and is not free of regulations from the state. It was further stated that Article 30 doesn't prevent the state from imposing reasonable regulations to make administration of minority institutions transparent. The court therefore ruled that there is no fundamental right violation in making NEET applicable to private minority, unaided professional institutions for admission into MBBS, MD, BDS, and MDS courses. Arnab Goswami versus State of Maharashtra and others. 3 judges bench of Supreme Court Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice Indu Malhotra, Justice Indira Banerjee held that the basic rule of our criminal justice system is bail, not jail. Supreme Court referred a landmark judgment, State of Rajasthan versus Balchand, while granting bail to Arnab Goswami in this case. Fact of this case are while invoking the jurisdiction of the High Court of Judicature at Bombay under Article 226 and Article 227 of the Indian Constitution and Section 482 of Code of Criminal Procedure, the appellant sought three reliefs. First is a writ of habeas corpus claiming that he had been illegally arrested and wrongfully detained by the station house of officer at Alibag Police Station in the district of Raigad, Maharashtra, in relation to a FIR registered on 5th May 2018 under Section 306 and 34 of Indian Penal Code, in spite of an earlier closure report which was accepted by the magistrate. Secondly, the quashing of the above-mentioned FIR, and thirdly, the quashing of the arrest memo on the basis of which the appellant had been arrested. The High Court declined to accede to the prayer for grant of bail, placing reliance on the decision of Supreme Court in state of Telangana versus Habib Abdullah Jalani. The High Court held that since the appellant was in judicial custody, it was open to him to avail of the remedy of bail under Section 439 of CRPC. The High Court declined prima facie to consider the submission of the appellant that the allegations in the FIR read as this stand: do not disclose the commission of an offence under Section 306 of the Indian Penal Code. Important provision of this case: Article 226 of Indian Constitution, power of High Courts to issue certain writs. Article 227 of Indian Constitution, power of superintendence over all courts by the High Court. Section 439 of Code of Criminal Procedure, special power of High Court or Court of Session regarding bail. Section 306 of Indian Penal Code, abatement of suicide. Read with Section 34 of Indian Penal Code, acts done by several persons in furtherance of common intention. The Division's Bench of Supreme Court, while releasing Arnav Goswami of judicial custody, observed that whether the appellant has established a case for quashing the FIR is something on which the High Court will take a final view when the proceedings are listed before it. But the High Court is failing to make even a prima facie evaluation of the FIR. It has dedicated its constitutional duty and function as a protector of the liberty. The court noted the High Court and the court in the District Judiciary of India must enforce this principle, not forego that duty, leaving this court to intervene at all the time. We must in the particular also emphasize the role of this district judiciary, which provide the first point of the interface to the citizens. Common people without the means or resources to move the High Court or the Supreme Court languish as under trial. The court must be alive to the situation that has prevailed on the ground in the jail and the police station, where human dignity no protector. Suo motu contempt petition. The Prashant Bhushan contempt case. Three judges bench of Supreme Court, Justice Arun Mishra, Justice B.R. Gavai, Justice Krishna Murari, held that Supreme Court declared a senior advocate of Supreme Court, Prashant Bhushan, guilty of two tweets posted against the integrity of the Supreme Court. Important provisions under this case: Section 15 of the Contempt of Court Act held that the tweets in question were critical of the top court and posted by Bhushan on Twitter on 27 June and 29 June 2020. The 27 June tweet said, when historians in future look back at the last 6 years to see how democracy has been destroyed in India, even without a formal emergency, they will particularly mark the role of the Supreme Court in this destruction, and more particularly the role of the last four CJIs. The June 29, 2020 tweet included a photo of CJI S.A. Bobde riding a Harley Davidson motorcycle and said, CJI rides a rupees 50 lakh motorcycle belonging to a BJP leader at Raj Bhavan, Nagpur, without a mask or helmet at a time when he keeps the Supreme Court in lockdown, more denying citizens their fundamental right to access justice. The top court had earlier stated that it is of the prima facie view that the statement brought the administration of justice in disrepute and are capable of undermining the dignity and authority of the institution of Supreme Court in general. and the office of Chief Justice of India in particular in the eyes of public at large. Supreme Court holds Prashant Bhushan guilty of contempt for tweets against quote CJI SA Bobde. Thank you for watching. Stay connected.